Hey, it's April from the Noble Garden. Today is July 17, 2022, and this is my 7th garden tour of this season. This garden is poppin'. It is full, it is beautiful. It is, however, suffering from a little bit of disease, and we'll go over that and talk about that, but the production has amazed us. All week we've been harvesting baskets of stuff and preserving, and it's everything I wanted it to be this year, and I'm so happy that I get to share it with you guys. So today we're going to get started at the bottom of the garden with the cantaloupes and the watermelon. This cantaloupe has gotten so big, this plant has, and it is just full of baby cantaloupes. My biggest one is right here, my biggest two. Here is the watermelon. I have not noticed any watermelon babies, but I do have male flowers, so the female flowers should be coming soon. Oh, speaking of which, look, here you guys go. There's my first female flower, so hopefully we'll start seeing watermelons growing soon. Actually, I do have a watermelon growing. Look, there's a watermelon. That's the first one I've seen. Laying right here is mostly my cherry tomatoes. We have been enjoying bowlfuls of those. And as always, they are extremely loaded. So I'm going to show you guys some disease that I am dealing with here. This plant most definitely has blight. This is like the worst of the leaves right here where they completely die off. I will show you, here's another place. You see? As you guys are looking at the cherry tomatoes that I'm showing you guys, that I am controlling with copper fungicide. If you missed that video, I have it up. This right here is my chocolate Cherokees. There's 3 bunch right there that be done in the next few days. And then we're into my we're into my Cherokee purples right now. Look at that big guy. Okay. Look at these beautiful sunflowers. How beautiful. I picked my first Dr. Witchies yesterday, so of course I'm excited about that. But look how big these 2 Dr. Witchies have gotten. This is my Dr. Witchy sucker. That's doing really, really good. That sucker beside is a different plant, and it's not doing as well. So I think I'm going to pull it up this afternoon, and that way I'll give Dr. Witchy more room to actually grow. But here are my slicer tomatoes. I didn't tell you guys that we were getting to that. We are starting to pick these, and as you can see, like this is a German Johnson here. Look how big that German Johnson is, guys. This one will probably be done either tonight or in the morning. And as you can see, even German Johnson's got some blight going on here. So I'm most definitely starting to see that disease. More tomatoes. This guy right here is still the biggest guy. See if I can get you guys a good view of him. That guy's going to be huge. We're going to turn around in a second and look at that bunch right there. Those are pretty good size too. That bunch right there. All right, we're going to turn around and look at the determinants. The determinants are insanely full. And wild and crazy, as you can see. I might not even take you down this aisle completely. It is really, really full. We'll kind of walk down it. Look at this bunch of tomatoes right here. That is beautiful. All right, the next section we're going to look at. This is the beginning of another cucumber plant. And it's just now, I ate a cucumber off of it actually already, but it's just now starting to produce. And then this is my honeydew that's beside it. And I haven't really looked lately to see if it has any babies growing, but I wouldn't be shocked considering the watermelon just, you know, surprised me. I'm going to turn around and we're going to look at something else right quick. So this is another cucumber plant that's getting off really well here. I haven't looked to see if it has any babies yet. I don't see any. And then guys, this is my Kajari melon and it is loaded. I am very happy. I am most definitely going to get to try this time. But as you can tell, I got a group right there. There's one there, and look at that group there. And my biggest one is my guy that's hiding right there. And then this aisle here is one of my newer squash. And then there's the corn. I'm going to turn you around. Guys, these are my peppers that were kind of struggling, but they have come back and they look much better. And they're producing. So I'm excited that they have gotten better. This is another cucumber. And it's taken off. And guys, look at my sweet potatoes. They are all on this side. And I'll show you the other side. Like they have most definitely going wild and crazy. So hopefully this is a good sign that we're going to get us a good sweet potato harvest. And then here are the some more peppers that are doing much better. And I finally got a zinnia. Look at my zinnia. And then this is more indeterminate tomatoes that I ran out of room for and attempted to do some Florida weave into. I didn't keep up with Florida weaving like I should have, guys, so it kind of got out of hand. I give up. This is what this side of tomatoes are going to look like this year. And then this right here is my Black Eye Susan. And I do have a squash plant right here. These are my Noodle Beans. The green has done much better than the red at the moment. And I'm going to show you the red versus the green right quick. So the red, hopefully you guys can see that, it's kind of green and kind of red, so that's kind of cool. I have not noticed a taste difference, so this is more of a like cool thing to me. And then the green ones, as you can see, they're just green. But like I said, I use this for stir fry. These ground cherries are huge, and I noticed the more ripe you harvest them, the sweeter they are. They're very sweet, but they also got a different taste to them. I don't know how to explain them to you guys. I really don't. This is my zucchini, which, as you can tell, is really, really, really big. It is so big to the point that it is actually pointing down toward the ground. I don't know if I can really show you guys that. Look at how it's starting to point to the ground. You can see a zucchini on there. I'm probably going to pick that tonight. I don't want it to get too big. But even this one's doing it. Like, guys, this is crazy and awesome. Here's another side view of my sweet potatoes. And then here's another squash that's giving me some blossoms. I'm going to show you guys my okra, which has finally come into play. And it is having a little damage with aphids. My understanding, aphids really like okra. But let me show you guys something actually. You see that little ladybug? Let's see if I can get her in view. Come on. Oh, there she is. You see my little ladybug? If you didn't know this, ladybugs eat aphids. So, of course, I'm going to need a lot more ladybugs than just that one, but I'm happy to see at least one. I have not seen any flowers or fruit on them yet. Here is my asparagus, doing the same thing it does every week, getting bigger and fluffier. Beside that bed is some more squash and zucchini that you're going to see in cages because I'm going to attempt to teach them to grow up to see if that will help with space issues. And then this side is the watermelon that it's not that old, so they're doing good. So this plant on the ground is my Armenian. It has decided to take over this side, and I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm going to show you some more sunflowers. It might be hard to see because of the sun, but there's some more sunflowers. And look how tall this guy's gotten. He is tall. Another thing in the garden that is really starting to pick up are my green bean plants. As you can see, they're really climbing this back line here. And I just started harvesting my little handfuls at a time this week. Here is the back end of the squash just on the other side. That's just how big these plants are, to where they literally take up a whole spot in the bed. And look at them, they're full of flowers. And my husband actually just harvested, so it was full of fruit. He's got a basket inside. Look at that little bee doing its job. They have been good little workers. All right, guys, I have to share this beauty with you guys. Look how beautiful and full. Now, this is just one side. This is one sunflower, guys. One side. I'm going to literally take you around and let you just see the whole plant because it is beautiful. I am so in love with sunflowers because I just think the sunflowers are so beautiful and they're really good at bringing pollinators. I'm going to bring you really close to a few, and I just want you to see all the little bees working. And this is like every single flower head. You will find all kinds of different bees in them. Like, look up there. How pretty is that? That is really pretty. All right. So this side is the cucumber plant that was a little behind. And then this is the one that has, produced a whole bunch. Look at my line of cucumbers growing. And then here are the squash plants. We just harvest, so I don't think I'm actually gonna go and show you the inside of them because there's so many bees in them. Here's a zucchini plant. There was a few I took out this week because I noticed that they just looked really rough and bad, so I took them out. Guys, look at this zucchini. We have not tried it yet. It was so huge this week and so out of control. Me and my husband came out here and trimmed it. I'm looking at it today, and you cannot tell whatsoever that I trimmed this plant. Now, we do have one growing that I'm going to go ahead and take, and I'm going to show you it right quick. It is pretty long, and I'm going to go ahead and take this guy, and we're going to give it a try. Guys, when it comes to this zucchini, I'm not really the biggest fan of how it takes over. I mean, it is a very, very big plant, and it is wild and it's crazy. So I'm going to take that fruit off, and I'm going to try it because I'm curious if I even like it. And honestly, if I don't even like it, I'm going to tear the whole plant down, and I'm going to plant something that I know that my family does like. I know that sounds awful, because they're like, why are you tearing down food in a plant? And it does feel bad because I don't want to do that. But I also want to make sure I plant things in my garden that me and my family are going to eat and that isn't going to go to waste. So we're going to try that for dinner tonight. And if we don't like it, then the whole plant's coming down. And I will give you guys a taste review on how I think it tasted. Now that's a small version of it. The one that you can use and cook as squash and zucchini-ish kind of thing. I can let it get bigger and harder and treat it more like a winter squash. But I don't really eat winter squash. So I just want to try it as a summer squash kind of thing and see what happens. So now I'm going to show you, this is a squash plant. And then this is another side of zucchini. Like I said, my husband just harvested, so there's really not a lot on there. This is the other end of the Armenian. And I'm going to show you what the Armenian looks like. We did harvest a few, but I still got a few I can show you. So there we have it. And now that I look at these, when my husband was out here harvesting, I kind of just let him do it. I didn't really like interfere or really look at things. But I am probably going to go ahead and harvest this one tonight. It is really, really long, but it's not as thick as it can be. Like this one back here, if you can see it, is actually thicker than this one. But you can harvest it really any size. Now guys, this cucumber right here is one of the cucumbers that has been producing very, very well for me. However, I noticed that it's got this leaf pattern, and I'm going to do some research. I do think this is a disease. However, it might also possibly be a nutrition deficiency. So I am going to do some research on it, and I will let you know what I discovered. If it is a disease, even though it's still producing, I might rip it up and start new. It does have fruit on it, as you can see. The fruit has been normal. It looks normal. It looks fine. And it is loaded with it. There's another one. So, I don't know what I want to do. Look, it's reached the top. But I'll let you guys know my decision. And another plant that is wild and crazy is this cucamelon. This cucamelon drives my husband nuts because it's so wild and crazy, because it's hard to pick. But look, it's all over there. It's all up there. It's all down here. It is everywhere. I'm going to show you the other side. So here is the other side. And you can see how this would be hard to harvest, because my husband said it's all in the middle as well. But I mean, for a small plant that produces these really small fruit, and I'll show you what the fruit looks like on it. There's one there. There's a handful there. I don't know if you guys can see that. But I guess I'll have to pick some more of those. But yeah, for something that produces such small little fruit, this plant is quite wild. It is so wild to the point that I'm going to do something about this, because this is covering my habanadas, and I do like habanadas, and I actually do want to taste habanadas. So I really don't want it to suffocate the habanadas out. So I will be trying to do some work on this tonight. This right here, I actually harvested one earlier this week, and this one's getting really close. This is it's called Jimmy Nardino. It's a sweet red, but that one's getting really close. It's really pretty though. There's another one that's, I mean, poor pepper plants are getting covered up by different leaves. Like this one's covered up really bad with my zucchini. The rest of these are between California, chocolate, purple, and yellow. And my peppers, as you can tell, we'll back up and I kind of just give you a quick view right quick, have really started popping lately, and we are harvesting some and enjoying them in different dishes. But look here, guys, peppers. Look at this guy and how big he is. So this one is a California. Look how big he is. And I can decide whether or not to go ahead and eat this guy or leave it and see if it turns a color. Here's an example of a purple. It's not quite ready because the whole thing will be purple, but these purples have a really good taste to them. Like I said, these peppers are just now coming to play. This one right here, my yellow one, has a big one, a few big ones actually. Look at that, guys. How beautiful. I hope you guys enjoy this tour. I told you my garden is so beautiful right now, and it's so full, and it's very exciting. Thank you guys for watching my videos, and remember, if you like my videos, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you.